Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you are, hope you're doing good. Mostly Christian music. Me as well. I think I listen to a majority of Christian, like bluegrass gospel. Paul and Sebastian, good morning to you. Letting some people flow in here. Happy Friday. We'll get started here in a few minutes. William, good morning. All right, we're going to get started. It's been a really good week. Markets are starting to behave. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're doing well. This is not financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education, informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranty of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. Please feel free as you're coming in to like the stream. It does help quite a bit. Thank you. All right, starting out on the NASDAQ, as always. It's Friday. It's the end of the week. Basically going to be looking for the same things we've been looking for all week long. NASDAQ has broken out. It's pulled back, and it's a bit of a breakout pullback template. And now we've had the peak down low and the breakout to go higher. Basically the first day now that we've closed in breakout going this direction. But we're also at the high of the current week. We've broken out of the high of the week, and we are now sitting up high. Okay, so what would I need to see for this? Well, I don't really have a solid... The only thing that I could really go for, let's say that we start making lower lows and lower highs. I could go for a high of week reversal template if we were to have broken and made a higher high and then came down and made lower lows. Actually, I think this might have been, yeah, this is up here. So the low was up here. And that's just, and I would have to take that back to like the breakout level or the low of the day or something like that. But as far as like signal days go, we're up 2 days of breakouts. We're at the high of the week. Is that really a trend setup or the type of trend setup that I would like to take? In a lot of cases, probably not. So if it was a trend template, what would I have wanted to see? We got the peak formation low on Wednesday. For example, if they would have closed this breakout day one, something like this, and I've got room to go from here to here and then trade the expansion as well. That would have been great, which is the trade that really took place yesterday between NASDAQ and US 30. That trade came and played out in one day, which is fantastic. But now into Friday, it becomes, what do I do? So let's go on to US 30. Okay, we get the high dumping down into a low on Wednesday, first green day on Wednesday, and the trade that we ended up taking, level to level trade, exactly, beats. Oh, you're talking about for BTC? Yeah, we'll go take a look. Over here on Thursday, we got the continuation of the first green day back to and through the high of the week. So again, we're now back to the high of the week. Peak low at the low of the week, day one of the cycle, day two, and now we're into day three of the cycle. We're at the high of the current week and possibly even made a lower low. We have made a lower low. So we were going up, we made higher highs. We came down, we put in a low. So we've got a high in place. Now we have a low in place. Between the indexes as far as NASDAQ and US 30, this is probably going to be my index to watch. Going on to gold. Hold on, I'm going to have to zoom out. This is my first time looking at the charts this morning, as it normally is. So I am just making sure I see everything. All right, Tuesday was an opening range breakout down. So that was breakout day 1. And then Wednesday hit both sides of the range, traded back down on Thursday into the low. And then now, we didn't get a first green yesterday, but it did reset the cycle. This is day 1. And then now into day 2. No template setup, though. We've got 1 day of breakouts down. The only thing that I think could have potentially turned this into a 3-day opportunity would be Wednesday triggering the high. Basically a higher high on the inside. And then they traded back down into the low and failed to go lower. And then now we've pumped it back up. So this could be the dump for a pump on a Friday. I don't know if I'm really happy with that thesis, though. NQ, out of coil comes explosion. Please remove ask for favorite music. All right, we'll end the poll. Who won? Nice. All right, so we're going on. Russell. So the Russell also had a first green day similar to the US 30, and then yesterday was the follow through. And again, similar to the other indexes, we are now back at the high of the current week. Dissimilar to the other indexes, we're also at the high of the day. I think, yeah, the NASDAQ had pulled off of the high of the day. US 30 had also pulled off of the high of the day, basically putting in a high and a low. Whereas the Russell has just broken out and continued to go higher. And I don't know if you could tell, but I have very low expectations for any of these. I'm kind of going through them and walking through them, but as far as actual expectations, it hasn't exactly been like earlier in the week where I felt really good coming into the session. Okay, oil, we had not necessarily a first green day, but we had 2 days of breakouts down, or 2 days of shorts triggered in. And then we did get a first green day on Thursday, which is also breakout day 1. So this was yesterday. And then now today we've also broken out. So the top of a box becomes the bottom of a box. We're making higher highs and higher lows on the day. And that's really all I can do with this. It kept asking. I'm guessing you're referring to the poll. Yeah, my bad. I forgot to end it. Do I trade currency futures? Very, very, very seldom. Somebody said something about Bitcoin, so we'll go take a look at that. I don't know why I just went to the daily. Let's go back here. Okay, Wednesday was an inside bar we've hit. Actually, it was a double inside, just about. And now we've hit the high. Broke down and made a lower low. And that's kind of where we're at. And I don't know if beats, is that where you were looking at and how you were looking at it? Basically 2 days of inside bar. We hit the high and fail. We make a lower low. We pop it back up 3 levels. Push 1, push 2, push 3. Up, down, up. Engulfment. Sideways maneuver at closing price. Ackman, let's go back over here. Day 3 reversal coming off of the high of the current week. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Yeah, that's. I think that's my best thesis going into the session. I think it would have to be. And I think that the Russell would have to be a close second, but it would be, we've made a higher high, we came down and made a lower low. Look at this creeping trend too. That's clean. Very reoccurring pattern. But the lower low then led to the market breaking out to higher highs. So I would have to look for a lower low and then this higher high to have failed to go vertical back down and continue to make lower lows. I'm going to remove this line. I wouldn't mind watching the Russell just because I like these types of setups. A lot of times they move really well when they play out. Otherwise, this might just be in breakout going higher. Yeah, so a lot of days this week, the charts have been looking a lot better as far as they were set up well for the session. And coming into today, I'm noticing a bit of a contrast with earlier in the week. I felt like earlier in the week I would come to the chart and things were very clear. I knew exactly what I was waiting for on every single pair. There was a pretty much, I'm not going to say a guaranteed setup, but I knew with some degree of certainty that something was going to present itself in a way that I could go and, trade my playbook well. Today, I'm not feeling that as much. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Did something just happen 2 minutes before New York Open? What news just came out? All right, I don't think this Michigan sentiment, I don't even think I saw that on Forex Factory. Hold on. Yeah, it's not on there. Somebody's lying. Either Forex Factory or TradingView. Or somebody. I don't know. TradingView says it's red news. Forex Factory disagrees. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Was there some kind of news event or it could just be fake? Who knows? Okay, so like I said, I think that my best bet for an actual trading setup opportunity Wednesday, Thursday, now that I'm down on a 5, they really came down. They spiked up, spiked down, tried to go lower. Peak formation high, peak formation low, consolidation in the middle, breakout base 1, breakout maybe base 2. Has this not gone vertical yet? Is this preparing for the curl? I still don't think that's a good setup, though. I think that I really need to focus on US 30 or the NASDAQ. And I think the NASDAQ is just, I don't even think I really want to focus on that. I think that might just be a sweet, it looks nice or like the candles are enticing. I think this is really the only one where I actually have a playbook opportunity potentially setting up off the open. Things are looking very volatile. I think I'm going to wait a few minutes. Yeah, I'm going to wait a few minutes. But I do find this very interesting. Yeah. Where's Ackman at? Where's my day 3 reversal guys at? Goodness gracious. All right. Now imagine that turns into a pen and goes skyrocketing into the upside. We'll see. Hold on. We're all right. We're 1 minute into the New York session. That is a really big down close bar. But US 30 has my attention. And this would have to be off the basis that this is a day 3 reversal coming off of the high of the week, which means we should be going back for shorts at the other end of the range, either breakout levels, previous day's lows, things like that. And that is a big, big in theory. This is the biggest down close bar in the entire chart. I'm going to be very cautious that we're not just... And we've still got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on this bar. Is this the only index doing that as well? Or is... Oh. Okay, so I need to have this up on the screen as well because it's doing exactly what I said. This is a left shoulder. This is the head. This is the right shoulder. We have an ascending neckline, and it's possibly about to break down. Possibly. Lower low, higher high that fails, going to make potentially lower lows. How big is this? That's a lot. How big is this? That's also a lot. Beats markets fractal. Every concept, idea, anything on a higher time frame, it happens far more frequently down on a lower time frame. So even though it's more short term, you can still use the same concepts. 1 minute left. We're 5 minutes into the open. Okay, new 5 minute bar just formed. No, it's fine, Beats. No worries. Okay, so this is a really big down close bar, and so is this. We've broken down. Are we going to go sideways for a bar, or are they going to immediately take it away from anybody who just shorted the open? Additionally, this bar is quite large for the open. I mean, that's a good opening bar. It's very strong downwards, strong momentum to the downside. So if the second bar forms this large or, somewhat close to it, we could be looking at that, 20 to 30% type of day where this second bar follows through with momentum after the open, and we might be seeing a large range down close day. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I am only saying, based off of what has just happened, the type of things that I would be searching for or waiting for to happen. 3 minutes into this bar. We're either going to see the proof of the move, maybe a sideways bar, maybe even a strong reversal bar. We just need this bar to tell us and give us some kind of confirmation. But we are kind of expecting a bit of an inside bar here. Nelly thinks that we might be going back to opening range highs. That's possible. We're sitting on top, opening range breakout pullback, maybe. Get everybody to go short, hook them in. It's a good possibility. One minute left on this bar. NASDAQ doing decent things. We do have that news at 10. It's just orange folder, I think, on other things, but it's red here on TradingView. Okay, so we've possibly broken down. Possibly, right? I don't know for sure. We've gone sideways for a bar. We did close in breakout, so that's objective. Like, we've closed at the lows. That's good. Now we have this one bar sideways, but the second bar didn't follow through with as much momentum. So I can't scale in as much if I want to get into this. However, I'd still be willing if it follows through on this bar. Let's see. Hi, Cam. How are you doing today? I'm doing really good. How about yourself? I'm doing really good. It's Friday. It's gonna be a good weekend. I just hope the weather gets a little better so we can have a nice sunny day. Does it have a cough? Came down here, was just floating. It's just sitting there. Interesting. Very calculated move, huh? I feel like I'm on a safari. Like, oh, got the I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I'm just hoping that today actually ends up moving and we don't just sit here bobbing back and forth for hours. We're hunting candlesticks. Okay, so I'm still waiting for this to hopefully follow through. I am short currently. Would really like to see it close lower than this bar's low. Confidently. Confidently outside. Not working the low. Not inching into it like it is right now. None of that. We also have possible, is this like leg one move down? We got maybe the second leg of this move down. I don't know if we're going to get a third. Seems like it's really not wanting to go much further. Unless it finally does in the last 1 second of the bar. Heck yeah. Cool. All right, so we got a down close bar, breakout, inside bar. We got a second breakout bar to the low. It's a fairly strong bar. We got 15 minutes to the news. I'm just hoping that we don't see a larger retracement before it completes the pattern. It would be nice if we get one of these, opening drive moves. Basically, 9:30 opens up and just goes vertical down. We just get the full move. Unless this was the full move and this was the trap. They opened the price, they moved it from here to here, trap, and then it's an up moving market. So maybe we're going to see the continuation. But it is day 3. It's day 3, so I'm looking for that day 3 high of week reversal. And that's why I've executed this trade. That's it. No real speculation past there. We're at the high of the week. It's day 3. I've got a lower low and a pop up, and the open was potentially the completion of that pattern. Hopefully not. I was asked, are you going to hold through the news? No. I will be out before the news. Although, so according to Forex Factory, there is no news. And because we are so close to the news, and because we are working the low of the day, we are working this wick without going any lower. I'm probably going to manage this a little tight. I actually downsized my position. I had multiple minis on there. And I downsized it a little bit when it didn't seem like it wanted to go much lower. And we do have that news. Michigan sentiment in 12 minutes. Yep. The sentiment on TradingView it's red, but on Forex Factory it's orange. I was liking it a lot until we started getting all this back and forth. And then with the news coming in, that makes me worried. And usually like 5 to 10 minutes before the news, if I'm not in significant profit, I'll just close. Which might be what I'm doing right now. Just to play it safe. Had a good week, no reason to get slipped for no reason. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. We're 10 minutes to the news. It could capitulate, and that would be the joke, right? The big joke. I've just closed before the news to protect myself, and it'll probably capitulate before the news. And that's okay. Yeah, William, and that's exactly what I'm worried about. Is if I don't, and I'm sitting here waiting for it to go lower, it could go lower, and it probably will. But what happens a lot of times is when you don't do that, it'll make it look like it's going to go low, and then it'll make it look like it's going to go high, which scares people, and then it'll just hold it there into the news event, which really is not ideal. However, in this case, it's looking like it would have paid off. Okay, I think my take profit was right here. It was about 70 points from where I got in. So obviously I took way less than 70 points. It's basically break even. Like I won't even count that really as a trade. What's oil doing? Oil is, oh my goodness. They're doing some work right now. Shaking people out, dumping, pulling it back, wicking. Interesting. Yeah, I'm still not really interested in oil. I think I'm just going to keep watching these. And unfortunately, I think US 30 has already completed my pattern that I wanted to see. Of course, it can go much further than this. That's just the area that I had chose. I was going to take profits in. And I think that probably lines up pretty well with this, yeah. We got 7 minutes. And we're getting some crazy back and forth. Really good volatility. Not good. The way that this is going up and down is not good. Anybody else take trades today? No. Waiting for them to show you. Okay. Took DJ off the bat. Nice. Not seeing a setup. What setup are you waiting for, Miguel? Took gold, 3rd hour London long. Okay. Cool. Let's see here. XRP is doing pretty good. We got some measured move targets in here. Don't know if we'll see them, but let's get back over here. Yeah, I'm waiting after the news. I'm liking the charts for indexes and stuff, but definitely want to wait after that news. It just seems like they keep giving fake outs to the upside and then taking it away and closing just a little bit lower. So we'll see. I could just be completely wrong, and they just are consolidating around the close. No Batman. That's my best drawing of a bat. We got 3 minutes to the news. Low hanging fruit. Good stuff, Ackman. What was it just like a pump for a dump or? Fibro, no Batman. Yeah. Oh yeah. Every once in a while, you get the NASDAQ or any of the indexes, really any pair, and they start whipping it back and forth like this. Very easy to get sucked in. Oh, wow. This kind of looks like, well, no, because this is a 2-bar pullback on the inside of a 1 bar's range. And they've gone a little higher. So this was actually a higher low and a higher high. Of course, this is on a 1 hour chart. I don't really check the 1 hour very often. But I'm sitting here waiting, watching paint dry. So I might as well. Watching the grass grow. Which trading view indicator gives you closing price? You can just use the, oh gosh, there we go. Previous open, high, low, close, Nephew Sam. There's the news. We're spiking. Do you see natural gas? Oh my gosh, what is natural gas doing? I feel like that's a scary statement you just made. Is it doing something weird? Oh, no, that's not weird. It's inside. At our first red day yesterday, we popped it back up to the high and engulfed. Tried once, twice, maybe even 3 times to get up higher. Interesting. Interesting. That was a good catch. Somebody pointed out silver the other day, and it landed me a decent trade. So thanks for that. I'm going to keep it up there. We got day 3 breakouts, day 3 longs in the market, first red day. Opened today and has been driving into the high and engulfed. So I might be looking at a P2. But I want to see P2 get trapped, so I would have to wait for that. P2 needs to get trapped, and they need to start making money before I'd be willing to actually execute. Oh my gosh. Are we just going to see whipsaw to end the session? Why are you shouting that? Why? I've ran out of coffee. That's terrible. Previous day was a first red day, then a sell high. February, you're talking about? Oh, I see what you're saying. On natural gas. Well, that's what I'm waiting for, February. That's what I would. So it's, you got the first red day over here, breakout, first red day, and then we've pumped it back up into the high. I really wish it would have triggered previous day's low here, because this could just be a higher high in a up moving market, and this could be a down closed bar in an up moving market. I got to tell you, I just got a bad feeling about this. I don't know if I want to do that. Like, part of me thinks it looks really good because we've got these big up close bars that have pinned back to the high. They're making lower highs. We got a breakout, fake out bar, up, down engulfment. This bar's closed. Actually, didn't close outside that bars. Looking for a little bit of follow through. Although we've got things coming down to levels and also, potentially already having capitulated in an up moving market. We'll see. Yeah, I think so. It's unfortunate. I might get stopped out here. All right, I took a 3-point stop. So now I really am about break even for the day. And that's exactly kind of what I was worried about happening. We've got this creeping trend. The reason I executed was because it is day 3 and the breakout has failed. And this is the first pullback after the breakout has failed, which is very normal for me to get in off of that. And we've got peak 1, peak 2, third push, making lower highs. And then this would be a breakout, fake out bar to the low. So that allowed me to get in. And then they immediately took it away from me and popped back up. And I had my stop up here, and I got stopped at a break, or not at break even for a loss. Yeah, punch low, go high, exactly. So I'm fine with that. So that means I've taken 2 trades today. One barely above break even. One loss, putting me just about at break even for the day. Just a little bit under. It's actually unfortunate because I just took that loss and it ended up actually playing out, which is unfortunate. Had my stop a little tight, I guess. It is acting very odd, though. The way that things keep on breaking to a new low and then pulling back immediately. This has come out in a 1, 2, 3 and came off immediately. Creeper, creeper. Oh, the Russell's kind of a shame. It happens. No. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to cut it here. I don't think that I don't think I really feel good with any of these things now. It's already been a good week. I don't want to give anything back just because I want to sit here and watch this. I think it'd be better to come back Monday with better signals and a better feeling about what's going on. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a good rest of your day and have a good weekend. Good trading session. A little choppy, but not too bad. All right. You have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you Monday, 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time, ready to trade. Bye-bye.